Alright everybody, welcome back. We got a different bat rep planned and lined up, and this is going to be the first video that it will be basically being released by Spectre Studios. It's going to be based in Spectreverse, and what Spectreverse is, it's going to now be the campaign worlds, which will accompany many games, which will be basing very much more or less a campaign, a story. That seems to be where the interest for everybody is going for, is people looking to see what the narrative campaign aspects are going to go. So we're going to do that and move Spectreverse forward. So this is kind of the first part video to that release and heading forward. I'm with Mark Jacobs, Fabricator General. You know me as Spectre Snency if you've been on this channel before. If you're stumbling on us, we're pretty much a growing new home studio that we're working with things for, and we're looking to build our community and be an entertainment in the gaming industry with miniatures. And the cool thing about us, that you know, what basically I'm doing a lot with Mark, is that we're slowly, very slowly building for different amount of games. So the cool thing is, you notice pretty well for X-Wing, but we're going to dive into the world of Dust, and that's where this is going to go. And Mark here has the allies, so you've kind of seen a couple of videos versus me and Matt versus SSU and Axis, which I play the Axis. We're going to get the allies involved in this little part. So, story. It's a little story time here, and Mark doesn't know exactly what's going on, so he's so he's very interested in what's happening.
All I know is I'm the good guy, so it's going to work out for me.
Yeah, and I'm the bad guy. Big surprise. But story is more or less there is an informant at a hospital outside the town from Spectre, if I say that right in Russian. So the idea is to get the informant and get the informant out from the location with the information having about the Axis forces movements. As the Axis, we definitely want to contain the informant and find out what this informant knows, and basically put an end to that and make sure that the chain of this leaked information is cut short the way the Germans would do back in the old spy ring. But the Allied forces are going to bring in some very quick-moving people to go and get her, or the informant, and that is going to be led by none other than
Sergeant Victory.
Woo! So we got a big superhuman hero. This, so a little bit Superman type of aspect in our world of Dust. So this is only about 150 points, and again, this is a campaign world for Spectreverse. So do not think this are any semblance of tournament winning forces. This is not what this video is about. This is going to be about fun. And so Sergeant Victory is leading a couple of your special forces here, right? So what platoon are you using?
I have the boss and a unit of death dealers and hammers and red devils and Sergeant Victory himself. So Sergeant Victory at 45 points in a 150 point list. I have no idea how this is going to work or if it's going to work. So
well, I didn't make it uber crazy. We got basically a Blitzkrieg platoon led by Weapon X. That's going to be the major villain in this the aspect. So Sergeant Victory versus Weapon X and zombies. I brought the regular Axis zombies and then the two special creative lead zombies. I don't remember their names, Raid Eaters and Suicide Squad or something like that. But they're just like zombie guy types. There's a sniper team because they're basically protecting, but they don't want anything. They don't want to be anywhere close to the whole team. And we brought air support.
So we have to get the informant off the table?
Yes.
Can you do that with zombies? You're going to have to get a live person off the table without eating them?
Well, there are a couple zombies that are the real zombies, and then we got the ones that were injected with the zombie fluid thing. So we'll see what happens. Well, I just want to make sure it's not the informant doesn't get off the team, but that's what Weapon X can probably do that. He fails every time most of his missions, but we'll see what happens. We'll see if Sergeant Victory can make victory for the Allies, but that's the campaign story. So we'll see where this goes. We hope you enjoy this. Definitely comment below as you're watching this to see anything that you feel that we're not capturing enough or you want to see more of. We're going to try some old formats, but we're going to really try to go into the story aspect. Once again, this is still at my house, so there's still the 3 little Rugrats that are running around, so we're going to try to be as clear as possible. We're going to recap the battle, try to give you guys an idea, because Dust plays a little bit constant and quick, and we don't want to bog it down with too much dice. So again, comment below, let us know what you guys think, and we're definitely ready to get in this story. Alright, in the outside town, the Allied forces, led by Sergeant Victory, have deployed into the street, ready to turn the corner. For this is where the nurse from the hospital is, who has heard some information from wounded soldiers about Axis movement and looking to retrieve that. So they're ready to move in. But the Axis forces are deployed, their zombie units. The Suicide Squad is hiding amongst them. Weapon X, who has been given the task of stopping Sergeant Victory with his zombie squad. Covering this area, hidden inside this location, is a couple snipers inside there, with the Brain Eaters supporting in the woods. Some air support and the Red Devils from the Allies have not shown. My air support is the Axis thing, the Fledermaust, so that's waiting and hiding. And we are going to find out who starts, and then we'll recap that and let you know exactly how the story went from there. Okay, well, the pressure is on. The Allied forces, using their command, have rushed the street. So we have the boss?
The boss is going to run into this building here, call in artillery fire on the Brain Eaters over on that flank and the snipers.
Okay.
And then the Death Dealers are coming around to deal with the power-fisted zombie
Yep.
Freako dudes with the...
Weapon X has pushed hard, using that ability to get to the door, so they're going to get too close to this where the scenario is, where the informant is.
And the
hammers are big and bold, baby.
Using smash mouth tactics, going to go in through the roof and come down to the floor looking for her wherever she is.
Right down there, they're ready to make the move. So very cool. That's the command so far, and then basically the Allies are going to start the initiative order. No killing, just movement. That's the command turn 1. All right, Sergeant Victory is leading his hammerers on the roof of this big mighty building against the forces of Axis. Well, these guys tried to do some shooting at him, and Sergeant Victory just laughed it off. Ha ha ha! And got nothing. Not even suppression. Well, he doesn't get suppression anyways, but I didn't even nick him. He was just too cool. The zombies are in the building. They're going to start next action looking for the informant. So these guys have got to make a move to do something here. With that, the bosses are now in, getting ready, close to do their next sustained fire. And then the berets here, our Red Devils, dropped in the woods, pretty brave. I fired snipers at them, I fired the squad at them, I dropped 3 bombs on them, and not a single man is dead. These guys are ready. They're the elite.
Fighting Irish. I know the Red Devils are a British unit or a UK unit, but these are actually the Silver Hands out of Ireland. They were allowed to keep their colors just like the Marines were. So they're in it. They're in it for the win.
Oh yeah, they're loving it right now. This got a couple. They're gonna lose one of those suppressions. This is just the turn, just to let you know exactly what happened. And so nobody's dead. We did some GI Joe fighting, and nobody got hurt. Well, Mark didn't shoot anybody. I was doing all the firing. I didn't hit him.
I ran in my command phase, so I really don't have any shots yet.
But it should get pretty bloody now. We'll see what happens and try to get the initiative 1 here, and let's see if the Allies can now get the Germans out. That's the big deal now. Everybody else is just kind of out there, but the Germans are in there.
Punch a hole in the roof, drop down through, look for the nurse. Maybe Sergeant Victory is going to headbutt an airplane. We'll find out. Command squad, the boss, is going to call artillery in on the snipers, and the Red Devils are going to bring phaser death to the Brain Eaters.
All right.
If USA. The dice hold out.
USA, yeah, we were rolling pretty poorly.
An artillery that missed.
All right, so command phase is pretty sweet and unspectacular. The boss unit, looking from the window, saw the Brain Eaters call for help to bring the fire down, and they were denied. Interference with the radio, something going on, but that's it. No other command was used by either side. I didn't use any of mine, and that was the only one by the Allies. So let's see what happens in the regular phase. We're back. The zombies took them all turn for them to get their move action to figure it out, but they did find the nurse. They have Nurse Titania, the informant. They're hiding in there. They're going to try to get out. The Allies are aware of it, So Sergeant Victory in his glory took on the plane and one shot, pow! Put a damage right on the Horton. So that's damage there. With everybody else firing it, didn't anything happen. The hammers have come down. They're ready to pursue the zombies when they try to get out. These guys pretty much put one wound. They're the guys that sustained and put a wound on Sergeant Victory. Now he's flown out of their sights. The snipers and the brain eaters have helped eliminate the Red Devils. They went down in a hail of bullets when they were suppressed. Couldn't really fire anything back, so they're gone, leaving the right flank in the hands of the Axis forces. But can Sergeant Victory make sure that Tatiana does not fall into the Axis hands? We shall see. Okay, Weapon X. He has Nurse Tatiana. They're making a break slowly across the battlefield. Sergeant Victory has them lined up from the top of the building down. The Horton has suppressed the death dealers. Nobody else was harmed. There seemed to be no radio line to the Allied forces.
Nobody
Again.
will. Yeah. Artillery, not going to happen to the snipers.
Not happening. Okay, those snipers took advantage of not being shot at and put another pinpoint wound on Sergeant Victory. So he's got 2 wounds on him, 4 left. And that was pretty much everything that happened in the command phase. The Allies didn't do too much besides trying to radio for the help, but now here is a very active phase to stop what's going on here. In glorious fashion, the hammers have swooped around the corner and beat the living hell out of the zombies, and Weapon X just crushed them. That led Sergeant Victory to come down from the rooftop. Boof, land. He has the informant. But yes, you see another wound there. The sniper team from across took a shot at him, so he's been wounded again. He's halfway at his health level. And we have zombies coming in from the right and coming in from the left for the move action. The Horton has taken another shot off its hull from the bosses hiding inside, and then it compulsory moved and flew off the table on the other side. So it'll be coming back from that side where the Allies are coming from. So the Allies have now the informant instead of the Axis. Let's see if they can get her off the table. Alright, well, Weapon X was the leader, so I basically rolled one order, and that was make these guys now the new leaders of the platoon, with Weapon X crawling on the ground, weatherly hurt, as Sergeant Victory flies off with the informant, and in there you can see a reaction marker on the top of the bosses, because they suppressed the sniper team with a fire for effect. And that is where we're at for the quick command phase. Oh, the pendulum swings back and forth. The hammers have totally wiped out the brain eaters. I tried to push them up so I would draw the attention. So basically there was a couple things. One was allow the Suicide Squad to get closer, and they helped put a wound on Major Victory, and that with the snipers doing the same thing, and that allowed the Horton to finish off Major Victory. But it wasn't in my turn. It was actually his last move with 1 wound remaining.
It would have been a couple inches still on the board, but just sustained way to fire, and the heroes now have their Act 2 setback. With their hero down, how are they going to respond? Will the common man be able to come through with the clutch victory?
Well, the hammers are doing awesome.
Well,
They're
yes.
really enjoying life. If close combat can't do anything, well, the hammers are doing it in dust here, folks.
How can you have a bad day when you have an anti-tank rocket strapped to the back of your hand?
Yeah, it's just awesome. They've obliterated everyone in front of them so far. They've done that. So that pretty much makes the Suicide Squad in suicide trouble if they don't get to this guy group here first. So, and of course the Horton's going to be flying past everything, and he can't pick up the girl anyways. So the informant is stuck there. The snipers do not want anything to do with it. And if you remember, that makes the other command team again dead. So I'm going to have to spend an order to make the Suicide Squad group there. So we're in some dangerous ground here, but the pendulum has swung. She is right in front of the boss unit. They're going to try to procure her and get her out of here in the Allied hands, and we'll see what happens from there. All right, the boss team has come out. They have the nurse.
bravely risking the sniper fire, they come out, and of course, like in every movie, it's the medic that's there, and it's like, "Are you okay, ma'am? Is everything? Do you have any wounds?" And then,
oh, medic got it.
just like in all of the movies, the medic took one right in the Red Cross, and he's dead.
Oh yeah. So these guys from across the board have taken the shot. The Hammers have done the blockade. They are becoming the Hammer and the Anvil. No way for these guys to get through, so they've let loose, killed one, but this is going to they do a really good job blocking, leaving these guys to do quite a bit of damage on their return back. So let's see what happens in the regular phase. Wow, wow, wow. So Radio Man was standing right there, he just got tagged. These sniper team are just really doing a well job. The Hammers have given their life to seal that door there from the Suicide Squad. The what do we got here? These
Death Dealers?
The Death Dealers have turned the corner. They got nailed, losing 2 of their members to the reacting Horton, the Fluttermouse, but then that was it. So the Fluttermouse is turned, gone. That was there. They're that close. That close, folks. It looks like the boss is going to be able to pull this off to get them out of the get the informant out of there, because it's a Hail Mary from here for the Axis to stop him.
So I got one whole command to action. I rolled no successes on initiative, one reaction token that I got. So I put it on the Death Dealers, and they drop all the ammo into the 5 zombies, killing 4 of them. He returns fire for nothing, and that's it. The plane is gone. His pants are on fire. He's headed back to the barn. He's done with this day.
He's out of here.
The snipers want nothing to do with it anymore.
Snipers leave, and the boss will now walk off.
And we've got one sniper to go back and tell his story.
He'll walk off the table.
A move gets the nurse off the deployment zone, and the hero saved the day. Sergeant Victory falls, or he's down. He always comes back.
He pushed her to the boss.
His last dying act was to push her into the arms of the boss.
Nurse Tatiana got it through.
The common man saves the day.
Let's recap this. Wow. Campaign 1 of the Spectreverse in the Dust World. What a quick little scenario, but that was fun.
That was cinematic. That was fun.
Yeah.
I mean, that was back and forth. There was never a moment of being saved.
Started off with Weapon X getting in there. Weapon, what is it called? Zombie X.
Grenadier X.
Grenadier X. He got in there with his zombies, pulled her out through much screaming and mayhem. The Hammers and Sergeant Victory came down and cleared that little situation up, looking like everything was good. And then just a hail of bullet fire, and Sergeant Victory, bleeding to death, pushes it off to the boss. And then everyone just did this heroic sacrifice, as the Allies would, to protect such valuable information as given to them as a directive from High Command.
There were 3 guys left on the Death Dealers.
Yep.
3 guys left on the boss.
Yep, and that was it.
That was all for my guys.
Yeah.
1 zombie up for you.
1 zombie left, 2 snipers, and the plane. That was about it, with 2 damage on it from small fire. But yeah, it was still good. The story was there. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. We will play with that information between the Allies and the Axis about how things are important because of that informant getting off. The nurse will be able to relay that information to the High Command. We hope you like this. This is Spectreverse. There's a couple things I want to add as we talk about not only how great this was. I don't think there's really much different strategy-wise. We use it. Remember, units could have made different things, but that wasn't the thing. We put the zombies in. We're going to do the mission for us, and you had what you had there for a little varied command to do a lot of stuff like that. So we enjoyed pretty much that aspect, and we think they played very well in this campaign.
Sergeant Victory was a superhero. I mean, he had high mobility, he had high damage resistance.
Yeah.
But he still had to be used intelligently, because under a weight of fire, he fell like anybody else. I mean, not taking suppression, being able to move 12, being able to ignore terrain, all great advantages, but when it really came down to it, all those advantages had to be used in a smart way that worked for what was happening, because he did die in the end. It happened to work out for me, but he can still go away.
Yeah, and Dust has that 2 in 3 chance of things not really working for you, which you saw earlier. The artillery wasn't coming down to help the Allied forces early, and you had a cheat death that would have saved at least a couple more damage on Sergeant Victory. That failed. So we were That's the thing with Dust. I mean, you got that 1 in 3 chance of that die popping up right, and that wasn't happening. The sniper team wasn't effective first, but then that guy found his scope, and he was hitting on 2 of 3 chances, and he did some damage. He was proving his worth. Almost a good thing I didn't have Angela as a hero that one.
Yeah.
That could have been really worse. But like I said, that wasn't about what we're doing here. So we hope you enjoyed the story. I enjoyed the story, and so that's a good part between the two forces. There's a couple things, again, I said I want to shout out to you. One, if you back us in Patreon, at least the $5 level, you could have been one of these possible heroes in one of these squads. If you don't know what we're talking about, please check our Patreon video for that, because there's some cool things to that. If you think that was pretty cool, you actually could have had an advertising sign that would label one of these buildings as your own as well. So there's a lot of little things that you can add as a community to this campaign Spectreverse, which is what we're doing. Like I said, this is the first, and Patreon explains a lot of that for what we're doing there. So we really hope you do that. If you enjoy some of our tactics and some of the things we were going on, or you want to give us advice or things to look forward, there will be, I will put up right below, as you see right now, the forum for Spectre Studios. This is where all us people a part of the Spectre Studios are at. I'm Spectre Sinensi on that, and you'll be able to chit-chat with me for all the games that are going to be in the Spectreverse, and you can find out what's going to be coming forward, because we talk about some of the new models that we get in our forum, and some of the things we're looking to try to get done. So that is an awesome thing, as well as you can check us on our own webpage here, as you can see, spectrestudios.us. So we're really getting out there on the web. Little ways for you to find us.
I'm on the forum too as Fabricator General. You can ask me questions about how I made the signs, do this different stuff, look at the Patreon video, see the advertisements, and how we made the propaganda signs and advertisements, the endorsements in World. I'm back in school right now, so I'll still be on the forums, but it may take me a bit to get back to you, but feel free to talk to me, and I'll answer the questions as best I can.
Yep. Mark is going to be very busy with everything going schooling-wise, but he will still be helping. We won't be able to immediately produce a lot of things, but if you do decide to do some of that Patreon video, this is the guy to kind of chit-chat on the forums and email to and get going with that. So we hope you enjoyed it. Mark, awesome game, victory for the Allies. I had a great time. That was the one thing about this game. We were really talking it back and forth and having it good. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope you kind of follow the playstyle pretty well. Like I said, there's a lot of dice going on. There's a lot of reaction and counter things. Pretty difficult to do with a 2-man crew. So we kind of apologize for that. If you still think it's pretty good, you liked it that way, we'll be content with that. If there's some more dice rolling and things you want to kind of see, which really lengthens out in Dust, because we had to really think about a lot of our tactics and moves. Again, comment below. Let us know what you guys think and stuff like that. But we definitely enjoyed this game. It was great to break out Dust again. It was great to finally unveil the Allies in this and do the classic Allies versus Axis. So that was awesome. So thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe to us on this channel. That gets us a lot of more views and likes going on with everything and promotes us out there. And let everybody know all about us, because we're on Facebook as well as you can find us on all these other sites. Like I said, our website and the forums. So thanks again. This is Spectre Sinensi, Fabricator General. Keep playing with us, guys.